Welcome to podcasts recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're going to stand and sing together, All Good, All Good, a Ricky Byers-Beckwith song. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All love. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All one. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. Oh God. All God, holy, holy. All God, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All good, good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy.
Welcome to this Portland Center for Spiritual Living, friends, and to our that's not our Easter celebration service. How silly. That's okay, friends. We're going to move forward. Actually, the metaphysical principle of Easter, of that rebirth, is always present in us. So if we missed it before, we can have it again. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. We are a science of mind community that teaches spiritual principles to transform your life and make the world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. All that we ask is that you stay open to the possibility of changing your entire life simply by changing your mind. My name is Sean A.B. Larkin. I serve as one of the licensed practitioners on the Center's ecclesiastical team. It is my honor to welcome each and every one of you today. If you are new to the center and joining us in person, there are welcome packets available on the table located in the back of the sanctuary. It contains information about who we are, what we stand for, and how we might serve you. They look just like this. Got lots of good stuff in there. For our global audience, I invite you to find out more about us on our website, cslportland.org. Under the About Us menu tab, you'll find a lot of information about who we are, what we stand for, and again, how we might serve you on your spiritual journey. The website also gives details about the various activities going on at the center. We are a learning center, and we are always here to support you in that process. Everyone is invited to our website where you can sign up to receive email subscriptions on the homepage. You can scroll down, and on the right-hand side, there's a space to sign up. Our subscription options include a weekly email listing of our events and services, our free program called 365 Earnest Homes. You will receive a daily Earnest Homes affirmation sent directly to your email inbox. Doesn't get easier than that. They feature a lovely background picture and some reflective material presented by our very own Reverend Larry. You can also enter your birthday to receive an e-card and a special gift on that special day. It's worth signing up, folks. I use that. I'd like to highlight a few of the things going on at our center in the next couple weeks. Right here, right now, our Sunday service is in person at our center in Portland and on Facebook Live to all of you watching right now. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we also then post these online to view later, and you can find that on our YouTube page and also via our podcast, which again is on our website. So lots of ways to engage across time and space. We have our Wednesday night meditation, which is every Wednesday on Zoom at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This week, practitioner Kathy Batten is leading the meditation with the theme of everyday joy. The sun is out, and let's enjoy that together and do some meditation practice. Friday, we have lunch with Reverend Larry, which is every Friday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The meeting is on Zoom, and lunch is optional. And we have, our online Zoom groups for Social Justice Book Club and our 12-step program for women, facilitated by practitioner Nancy Ashley. And this Saturday, the Social Justice Book Club will be meeting on Zoom at 12:30, just so we have that clarity. We have a variety of spring classes and workshops open for registration. I'm going to invite Reverend Larry to come up and speak a little more about those.
Thank you, Sean. I just want to highlight a couple. There's an insert in your program, and you can see, we have like 7 or 8 different offerings to take you through spring and even part of summer. But I want to highlight a couple that are coming up pretty quickly. In fact, one of them is Tuesday. You know that old saying, operators are standing by? Well, the website is standing by, and this would be basically your last chance to sign up for Kate Barrett's segment of From Fear to Faith. So that's this coming Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it gives you perhaps an unusual tool. You actually will learn how to examine something that you're worried about or fearful of in your life, and you'll be walked through a process, and it's a process that you can take with you to use later. You'll be walked through a process of how to turn that from fear into faith. It's almost, it feels like a miracle when you do it. That's all I can say. It's something that I'll be facilitating also later in May towards the end. But you won't want to miss this chance of taking it with Kate Barrett as well. So that's this Tuesday at 10 a.m. But please sign up so she can email you the material ahead of time. So kind of the cutoff would be today, I would say, in order to get that material to you. The other thing, though, that I want to talk about is later in May, Reverend Marilyn is teaching a certified class called Spiritual It's a half-day workshop called Spiritual Self-Confidence. It's on May 21st from 1 until 4 in the afternoon. And let me read what it says here. It's been said that if you want better answers, you need to ask better questions. No matter how bad a situation seems to be, the answer that you are seeking is already at your fingertips. You'll learn how to access your inner wellspring of wisdom and increase your spiritual self-confidence to express your innate brilliance. I think I want to take that one. That sounds really nice. Anyway, do check out the rest of the offerings for the spring and summer. There are several that will delight you. We're probably by next week we'll have all of the summer ones listed as two, so you'll have some good choices ahead.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Reverend Larry. So exciting to have all of these learning opportunities to deepen our spiritual journey. One of my favorite things to announce, our flowers, as always, are courtesy of our very own Kat Jacobs, and they're so lovely. We're so lucky to have that. Beauty is a spiritual principle, and it is good to practice it. More announcements. Here we go. Today, our special music is provided by our guest, Kellie Jones and Laura Perkins, leading the congregational music. And as always, music with the Friends Band. Yes, clap for all of them. All three. Yes, yes, yes. Harmony is a spiritual principle. Today's message, The Soul's Journey, is by our very own Reverend Larry, which will be excellent. And then one more announcement that I'm going to put out there. I see 5 young friends here today, which is wonderful. I welcome each and every one of you. Some young friends that I do recognize, some friends that I don't. And as the once and future youth program director, Reverend Larry and I have been talking. We were talking about September. It might need to be sooner. I'm seeing a call to service, so I'll begin talking to him about that. And I think the youth program will be starting up even sooner than I thought. So thank you to those that bring the young people. You are welcome. I see you, and I look forward to getting to know each of you better. So yeah, thank you for being here. All right, so now we're going to sit back and relax because I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive.
Settling in. Deep cleansing breath. God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
Yes, friends, right here, right now, God is, and we are. For there is only one thing, one power, one presence, one wisdom, one unity, one energy that is all things. It is this one thing that we choose to call God. I know that I'm a part of it. I know that every being hearing this prayer is a part of it. We are all active expressions of that thing called God. Thus I know that at the depth of our being is that unity of oneness, is that wisdom of God's truth and is an awareness of how we are to express our authentic power here and now and co-create with God in this world to make it a little brighter, a little better, and a little more fun. And I see all of this coming together within each one of us, and I know that it is good because it is God consciousness realizing itself within and through each of us. And I release this prayer into the action of the law, which works by principle through the intonation of our word. And so it is. Now I invite you to relax into the silence of meditation, knowing that you are already good, and to see that goodness in you blossom.
I'm called to be a healer for all humanity. I'm called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I'm called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I'm called to be a giver, the abundance I receive. I'm called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I'm called to be everything we are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth so all can see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We are called to be. You are called to be a mother, to nurture family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you meet. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. You are called to be everything. You are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth so all can see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We are called to be. We are called to be the kindness, set the brokenhearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain is run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth we seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are living, breathing God. You are one in me. We are called to be.
Kellie Jones. What a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone, and happy Sunday. So we're going to be using a book that we've never used before of Michael Tamura. It's called You Are the Answer this month. And the promise is an interesting one. In fact, let me read you sort of the promise of the book out of the introduction and see if you aren't intrigued also. This book is about your soul purpose. At first, when you ask about the nature of your soul, you will uncover more questions rather than answers. Who am I? Where am I from? Where am I going? What am I here to do? Yet, if you are willing to explore and discover what lies hidden within your heart, your soul, your mind, and your body, you will be treated to treasures beyond imagining. I pray that this book serves you as a guide on this extraordinary journey of spiritual healing and growth. So this month we're going to tackle this idea of what purpose are we here for? Why incarnated here on this earth at this time? What is it for us to do? What is it for us to be? And I think where I do need to start, though, is this idea of the soul. I think most of the world's religions have some kind of a concept of soul, but I wanted to put it in context of this book and also a little bit in terms of what we believe here in the science of mind as well. The book, the author is firmly a reincarnationist, really believing that we have multiple goes here on the planet. And I don't know that I necessarily buy into that. In Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, the founder, famously said that he didn't think that necessarily we'd be reincarnated in another body, but that there would be something even grander yet to come, perhaps some measure of intelligence and personality that didn't even need a body or wouldn't necessarily take a human form. But I think either way, this idea of soul works. So what is the soul? It's that which is uniquely you, no matter what the current form is. So if we buy into the idea that when you were born, there was something that came before, and that when you pass on from this human existence, there's something yet to come after that, the idea of the soul would encompass all of that. And so when we talk about a soul's purpose, I think it's interesting because it doesn't even necessarily mean human doings and beings, right? It perhaps spans something larger than any one lifetime, certainly any one human experience. And so, of course, he's right when he says this brings up more questions than it does answers, right? How can I possibly imagine what I was before I was born? What can I possibly imagine will come next? Well, of course, we do have good imaginations, right? There's a good deal of creativity in us. And so some people believe, we're here as a kind of a soul's contract to learn and to do. Other people believe that whatever comes next has a specific form, whether it's a picture of the afterlife or another life. So we can use our imaginations. But I think more importantly, and where we're headed this particular month, is the idea of how do we participate? Not necessarily zeroing in on the form, not trying to necessarily nail down what is going to come next, but rather, how do I want to participate in it? If indeed our soul is engaged in some way to not only evolve, but also to bring something to other souls, to somehow empower the planet, how would I go about finding that, what that is? What does that look like? And naturally, you know me, there's a joke involved to start us out. So 4 people are sitting around a table discussing the purpose of life itself. The first one asked the others, now if tomorrow, if all of your loved ones found themselves at your memorial, what would you want them to say about you? How would you want them to talk about your life? Well, the first one says, I hope they would say that I was a good father and a loving husband. That would be a very fitting purpose to my life. The next one says, I would want them to say I was not only successful, but kind and generous as well. I think that would be part of my purpose. But the last one says, well, I'd want them to say, wait just a minute, look there, he's still moving. And so where I'd like to start, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I do sometimes just have to apologize for my jokes, and yet I keep telling them. You'd think I'd learn by now. But I think what's interesting about the joke is it seemed to focus on the doingness of life. Am I a good father? Am I a good husband? Was I a good philanthropist? Was I a good giver as well as a good receiver? And all of those are what I think of doingness as. And there's nothing wrong, of course, with doing good things. There's nothing wrong with participating in the world that's altruistic. Of course, it's what I am and what I do. But I would question you, is some of that authentically you? Or is it just what you've been told to do and to be? You know, we have some pretty arbitrary rules about what constitute a good father or a good husband or what it is to be in society, right? For those of you who have traveled the world a bit, you know that Americans have some very peculiar ideas of what families should be like and what religion should be like. We Americans, or any particular culture, will have ideas in it about what is correct and proper and what it is to be a solid citizen. And I would ask, is that really your soul's purpose? See, I think that is the human form putting some priorities on us that may or may not match up really well with who we are authentically. So if we're beginning to look at how do I want to show up in the world, I think one of the first things we have to do is separate out some of the things that we were told we should be. Many of us as children were launched towards some particular goal, right? I still remember my mom thinking I was going to be a lawyer. Well, I mean, as soon as I found out what a lawyer was, I was pretty clear that wasn't what I was going to do, right? And I think a lot of times our parents have expectations on us. When we get into school, sometimes the things that we excel at, suddenly we're guided ever further into that depth, right? And I don't know that that is always right either, unless it's something that we really enjoy or something that calls to our heart. And I think that is one of the measures of you finding out what is authentically you. I do not think that God would call us to something that was unpleasant for us. So no matter how good you are at something, if you don't enjoy it, I think that's a real clear message. You know, that isn't my soul's purpose. I may be good at it. I might be good at math. I might be good at whatever it is. And that might indeed be something you want to pursue as a career. But I don't think we need to look at our jobs. I don't think we need to look at our careers. I don't think we need to look at what we do well to represent what we be well. Now, sometimes they go together, and that's lovely when it happens. And I would, if anyone wanted advice, career advice from a minister, I don't know how much you should pay attention, but I would say if your career aligns with your values, if your career makes you happy, if the things that you do on the planet enliven you and bring a smile to your face more often or not, and you look forward to getting up in the morning and doing them, I would guess that is absolutely tied into your life's purpose. So that is always that's always a good measurement stick. Does my heart feel connected to this? Is it something that I enjoy doing? Is it something that I look forward to? But I think there's some other clues here that we can use to move forward rather than just weeding out the things that don't fit. So one of the ways I think that it is kind of clever, pointed out in the book, is it's okay to start with the doingness. What is it that I do? But then back it up into the beingness. Because ultimately, I think our soul's purpose is to be something in the world, not necessarily to do something in the world. So let me explain just a little bit about that. I know it's, kind of crazy semantical, but what we do, of course, is going to change from moment to moment. But what we be, what we are, what we represent, that's the thing that can go on even from one lifetime to a next. And one way of thinking about it is, what do you value or what do you represent? So, for instance, for me, I like to think that I represent spirituality. And let me explain a little more, because, you're tempted to say, well, of course you are, Larry, you're a minister. I would hope that you represent spirituality, but not necessarily in this form of doing this. I mean, I'm grateful to be here. I think I might be one of those people who loves what they do, and it is in really good alignment with their life's purpose. My doingness and my beingness has a good deal of congruity, I think. But I will tell you, I'm going to retire in a couple years, right? Does that mean I'm not about spirituality anymore? Do you see the difference between beingness and doingness? I'm going to be a minister all of my days. It may not be the doingness of being here on Sunday, or I might be sitting in the back row on Sunday instead, because I do kind of love this place and would gratefully be here even with another senior minister on the platform, absolutely. But think about it for a minute. How often do you identify more with what you do than who you are? Do you find yourself labeling yourself or defining yourself by some of your doingness? What happens when the doingness goes away? What happens if you lose the job? What happens when your kids grow older and leave high school and move out of the house? Suddenly, who are you, right? Who am I if I'm not a mom? Who am I if I'm not a husband? Who am I if I'm not a, fill in the blank around what your career or your job is? It can cause great distress because people don't know what their purpose is. They only know what it is that they do. So I have a plan for today, and I hope you're willing to have a little bit of fun with me. And I'm going to use Sean as my first example. Oh, I was already asked you to. Don't pretend. But I think we can play a little game of Stump the Metaphysician, because I think it's actually not that hard to figure out what someone's life purpose is. And I want to put it to test first with Sean, but I'd also like to think that maybe there'd be another volunteer, someone that I don't know all that well. So be thinking, if you're someone that I don't know all that well and are willing to just answer a few questions, let's see if you can stump the metaphysician, all right? But let's go with someone, let's break this in and give me some confidence with someone that I know a little bit. So, oh, Sean, you're so funny.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So first of all, tell me a couple things that you really enjoy doing. So let's start with the doingness. What are some things that he really enjoys doing?
Well, I love spiritual practice and studying the world's spiritual traditions, and it's like a buffet. I just want to eat all of it.
Okay.
It's yummy.
All right. So that's what else do you enjoy doing?
I love music. I'm making a lot of music. I love listening to music, going out to hear music. The harmony and the upliftment I really enjoy.
Okay. Anything else you want to throw in?
Laughter. I love comedy. I've been working on a comedy routine.
Oh, sweet.
This is not the space for that.
Maybe
but,
I don't know him that well. Have fun.
Yeah. So I love laughter. I've always just loved doing stories and humor and just in the moment finding ways to bring joy to any situation.
Okay. So there are three of the doingnesses that call to Sean. Now let's see if we can turn those into beingnesses. So what of those things, what is it about them that delights you? What about music? What about spiritual practice? What about comedy and laughter? What is it about those that light you up?
Just this feeling of upliftment for myself or for others, of just raising consciousness, raising energy, going to that higher state where everything is okay, even if down here it's not okay. Maybe up here it is okay.
All right. I think you just stated your life's purpose, your soul's journey.
To be okay?
Well, actually, to raise up, to be okay. Yeah. And of course, when you think about this, our soul's journey, it may start with us, but it's for everyone. So as Sean does his spiritual practice, as he has laughter, as he does what he does, he's raising himself up, but his mission is also to raise the planet up. And so that's how you can go from a doingness, here are the things you like to do, to the beingness. It's like, well, what's the effect of this? What is it about these activities that jazz you up? Makes sense? Do you think
That actually makes a lot of sense.
would you say that's your spiritual purpose?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Thank you.
All right, yeah. Do I have? Okay, so now I have to admit, without answering those questions, I might have come up with that for Sean. So no great mystery there. But is there someone else that maybe I don't know as well, and we can give it a try? Anyone else maybe not sure what your soul's purpose is that would like to answer just a couple questions? Oh my gosh, we're painfully shy today. I do know people's names, but that would be mean. I'm not going to do that. Let me pick on... Are you willing, sir? And you can say no. You don't have to. Oh, wait, we got someone. All right.
Somebody thought I was ready.
Oh, all right. All right. So it's great to see you. Let's tell everybody what your name is, and I'll ask just a few questions.
I'm Brad Parks.
Thank you, Brad. And so name just maybe 2 or 3 things that you really enjoy doing. Let's start with the doingnesses.
Okay. I enjoy music, concerts. I enjoy spending time with my wife. We like to drive around, And, I enjoy eating good food.
Okay, all right. So I think those are perfect answers. And let's ask then, what is it about these activities that you enjoy so much? What is it about driving around and enjoying your wife that is so pleasant? And what is it about eating that's exciting or pleasurable to you? What about those doingnesses bring the spark of life to them?
It's a great question. I don't have any other words other than the fact that I enjoy them. I don't know. There's probably more going on, but...
I don't know that we need to go too far beyond that.
Joy?
Think about this for a minute. Is there a higher spiritual calling than to bring joy to yourself and the people around you?
I hope not.
Could it be that simple? I mean, really, sometimes we imagine that our soul's purpose has to be a very complicated thing. I have to be Mother Teresa and heal the masses in India or something, right? And don't get me wrong, that was a lovely soul's journey that she had and still has in whatever she's doing next. Absolutely. What a treasured person on the planet. But it doesn't have to be complicated. It can simply be to bring joy to myself and the planet. Thank you. Does that seem like it fits?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I think we need to be better at risk-taking around here, too. Just an observation. I promise no harm will ever come to anyone in my sanctuary. But I do kind of like participating this way. And so I hope we'll have some more brave people. Because I think we're going to do a little bit more of this work as this month unfolds. A lot of times we think that our purpose is mysterious or complicated. I don't think it needs to be. And I think once we have an idea of what it is, what we really are called here to do by our own soul, not in some kismet way. There's no one, with the puppet strings dictating what we are to be. It's our own soul that is trying to express itself in an amazing way. And when we understand that, when we have a better idea of it, it does a few things. And I want to talk about them for a minute. When you understand why you're here, suddenly it doesn't matter what the form is anymore. So for me, as an example, I have known ministers that when they did retire, felt lost. They had lost sight of what ministry was about, and were thinking it was being in the pulpit. They were thinking it was ministering to the congregation, and they lost sight of the idea. No, that's the doingness. The beingness is love and healing. And I can do love and healing no matter where I am, no matter how I'm dressed, right? And so also, right, we just discovered someone who's, I think their sole purpose is around joy. Does it mean that they have to be in the field of entertainment or no? It's like no matter where you are, I'm sorry, I'll stop picking on you shortly, I promise. But no matter where he is and no matter what he's doing, his life purpose can be fully expressed. And so I think we're going to have a little fun with that this month. And it really frees you even to make day-to-day and hour-to-hour choices. So because I know that my life's purpose is love and healing, I can answer questions like, should I embark upon doing this? Can I easily express love in it? Can I help heal myself and the planet while I'm doing it? If the answer is yes, I'm going to have a good time. And if the answer is no, it's like, maybe I'll do it anyway, right? There's some things you just got to do, and you smile and kind of take it on the chin a little bit. That's okay. But oh my gosh, when I know why I'm here, when I know who I am to be, it makes all the difference in the world. So what have we talked about today? We've talked about what our soul is. It's that thing that persists through time and even through lifetimes. You don't have to believe in reincarnation, but if you believe that there's something that happens after, and if you believe that there was something that happened before, your soul's journey encompasses all of that, well beyond just the human existence here. There is actually a soul's purpose. We also asked about what our soul is. Who are we beyond what other people say? Remember, it is easy to get fooled by what people want us to be. Have you thought about the effect that Madison Avenue, the advertising community, even has on who we think we're supposed to be? You know, all the TV shows where what the perfect family is supposed to look like and how people are supposed to be dressed if they want to be successful and on and on and on. Is that your soul's purpose? No, but we can get confused by that. We can get confused and shamed even by that. And when we are feeling shame, there's no way we can be authentically who we are. And that is the nature of our soul's purpose, to authentically be us. It isn't about being something that we're not. It's about ever more being exactly who we are. Have you thought about that your job is to simply become better and better and better at being you? I bet no one has ever said that to you, and yet that is the essence of this work, because your soul's purpose is there as part of and an effect of who you are. And so really a spiritual evolution is no more than you becoming more and more essentially you. We also talked about the idea of our soul purpose as being a beingness more than a doingness. We can examine it by looking at what we enjoy doing and what we're good at doing, but behind that doing is the being. What am I here to represent on God's behalf? What quality of God, what spiritual principle, what ineffable essence am I to bring to the world? And I can almost guarantee you it will bring you joy when you're in the midst of it, no matter what the physical doingness that goes with it is. You will feel the joy of pure spirit moving through you as you accomplish in small little ways what your life's purpose is to do. And then finally, we talked about the path to understanding. Start with doing. Ask yourself some questions about your doingness. And then behind that doingness, who am I? What do I stand for? How do I feel about this stuff that I'm doing? And what's the essence of it? What's the if you want to say, the metaphysical meaning behind it? And I encourage you, of course, to play Stump the Metaphysician in your own life. You can play it with yourself. All right, so homework. You knew there'd be homework. Here's the homework. Start thinking about what brings you joy. Think about the first couple of questions that I asked our two willing volunteers. What is it that you like to do? What is it that you feel called to do? What brings you happiness when you're in the midst of doing it? And so your homework this week is to write down a few of the things, and it's okay that we stick with the doingness for now. Next week we're going to talk more about the beingness. So the homework this week, just to jot down a few things that you're aware bring you joy, represent your values. You feel excited when you're doing them. Have you ever heard the phrase being in the zone? It's another way of looking at it. Very often, when you are in the zone, you are doing part of your life's purpose. And time goes by like that, and energy seems to come to you rather than being deleted from you. It's another good clue when you're doing your life's purpose. You can spend 4 or 5 hours doing it, and you feel like you have more energy when you finish. And other activities, right? You spend 10 minutes doing them, and it feels like you've spent 8 hours, right? Not your soul's journey, probably. Probably not. All right, so that's your homework. 3 or 4 things that bring you joy, that feel like you're on track, that makes you feel like you're in the zone. I'm going to close with a quote from the book and a prayer. This is how he finishes this particular chapter. He says, to be who we are, to have all that is within us, and to fully express our divine heritage, that is our purpose for living and the destination of our soul's journey. Spiritual growth is the process of fulfilling this purpose. And as you answer your call of purpose, you will become its answer. Your journey to the ultimate destination is not one of getting there from here. Instead, it is one of returning here from there. Our spiritual development is not in some distant future, and the fulfillment of our purpose is nowhere to be found but here in this present moment. Let us pray. There is one power, one presence, one life, one goodness, only this one thing. I call it God. It goes, of course, by any number of names. There is God and only God. And what I know is it's true for me. I know that God is working through me on a day-to-day basis to express my soul's journey, my purpose for being here. And as it is true for me, it is true for everyone. Each of us has that innate call to be, to authentically be ourselves in ways that bring delight and joy and peace and love and abundance, not only to ourselves, but this grand thing we call life. I'm grateful for this. I let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much for being here today. So happy to have you here. Now is our time of conscious contribution. I invite you to take your gift or your tithe, whatever it is you've brought to share with us today. I invite you, if you like, to place it over your heart. I know those of you online can also go to cslportland.org/donate to make a contribution. If you'd like, you can repeat after me. Graciously I give, from a place of love, knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. Would the ushers please begin receiving the gifts?
We'll sing Marcy Beck's prosperity chant. More than enough. 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 More, much more. More than enough. More than enough. I am more than enough. I have more than enough. There is more than enough. More, much more.
What would I do if I knew I could not fail? If I believe would I win, fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What steps would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a sea, are there miracles in you and me? You know there are. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge, where true believers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What steps would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, with the voice of courage whisper in my ear, maybe this is what I'd hear. I'm brave enough to move ahead, where true believers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What steps would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today? I am
Feeling brave. Thank you. Thank you. You know, yeah, come on up. Let's do the blessing. But something that Sean said earlier, I think I want to do a special dedication for this blessing today. I think he's right. I think we ought to bring our youth program back sooner. And there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is I think he's willing, right? We're kind of witnesses at his willingness. We're also going to have to pay for it. We really hadn't budgeted youth program until this fall. And so I'm going to ask you, just going to be right out front and ask you to be particularly generous over the next few weeks so that we can get our youth program started sooner. Are we okay with that? Just a little louder. All right. Bless you. Thank you. I think it's super important. I want to be a place where young people can feel at home, and we need to step up to that. So thank you in advance for your generous donations. So on behalf of the Portland Center for Spiritual Living, I bless these tithes. I know that they bring about a great circle of love in the world. As we pay our bills, as we make gifts to other nonprofits, this circle of love and intention encompasses the world. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. So thank you for being here today. Just a quick reminder, this really is the cutoff for signing up for Kate Barrett's segment of the Fear to Faith workshop. That's this Tuesday at 2 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. It's a morning workshop. I also want to remind you that we're here to support you in prayer. Andy, our licensed practitioner, Andy Tureen, back there on the back table, he has some prayer request cards you can fill out in person. And, of course, online, if you go to any of our web pages at the bottom, there's a link for Make a Prayer Request. If you fill that link out, it'll take you to a form. It automatically gets emailed out to all of our licensed practitioners. So we start praying for you right away. We're here to support you. For now, though, let's do our benediction. I invite you to stand, and if you'd like, you can repeat after me. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my spirit.
Life is in my spirit.
And life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I think it. I feel it. I accept it. And I am it right the way that I am. Please know with me that you are never alone. If at any time during the day or night, if forgetfulness might creep upon you, I invite you to go within. On that altar of the Most High, recognize you are loved. And in gratitude for that certainty, I let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
Let's sing Blessed Always together. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say Amen. Blessed always.
If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We have inspirational services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our online listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.